Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, man accused of buying groceries with a woman's credit card remanded in custody. A 26-year-old man was remanded in custody when he appeared before the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court, accused of illegally using a woman's credit card to purchase $291,000 in groceries and appliances. Ashwan Blackwood is accused of simple larceny in a case where the prosecution explained the female complainant had been taking care of a sick, now deceased friend up to December 2024, assisting with purchasing groceries. For ease of access, she added her credit card to a Press Smart account held by the friend, from which she would make the purchases. Upon the death of her friend, she reportedly ceased the transactions. However, sometime after she was alerted to purchase being made from her credit card. The woman allegedly contacted the Press Smart team and the police were alerted. The prosecution alleged that investigators set up a sting operation to catch the person behind the purchases, and a rideshare driver who alleged Blackwood had hired him turned up to collect the items. The police followed the driver using the location that Blackwood had allegedly shared with him to a location where Blackwood was reportedly seen waiting at a gate for the purchases. When the lawmen made themselves known, Blackwood allegedly told a cop, "Woman, you think call center money can pay all of my bills?" Despite an appeal by his attorney, presiding Judge Sanchez Burrell refused to release Blackwood on bail pending his criminal record. He will return to court on September 16. Dispute over rum special ends with accused sentenced. Charter Allen was sentenced to 40 hours of community service by Parish Judge Natisha Fairclough Hilton in the St. James Parish Court on Wednesday, bringing to close a dispute that erupted over a request for a single drink of rum and a chaser, popularly called a special. The 32-year-old Allen was charged with malicious destruction of property and unlawful wounding following an incident on April 18 at the complainant's shop. Allen had gone to the shop where he reportedly ordered a special, but he was refused the service by the complainant's wife due to a previous disagreement over price. The dispute escalated when the complainant intervened, and Allen allegedly responded by throwing stones at him. During the altercation, a beer bottle being held by the complainant was shattered, causing a cut to his knee. Allen also allegedly damaged one of the shop's windows, valued at approximately $3,000. The incident was reported to the police, and Allen was arrested and charged. When he appeared in court, Allen claimed he acted in response to verbal abuse and disrespect, and alleged that the complainant had thrown stones at him first. But that did not sway the judge, who found him guilty but did not impose a custodial sentence. Video footage could prove vital in larceny case, court told. Video footage is now the cornerstone of a larceny case before the St. James Parish Court, where a Montego Bay man is accused of stealing more than $10,000 from a taxi driver's vehicle. Javel Gitchie is charged with simple larceny in connection with an incident that reportedly occurred on February 28 near a busy gas station in Montego Bay. The footage, described in court as a crucial piece of evidence, reportedly shows Gitchie entering the complainant's vehicle. Gitchie, who denies the allegations, is being represented by attorney at law Adrian Days, who was not present during Wednesday's proceedings as he was engaged in another court matter outside the parish. During the proceedings, the clerk of the court told the judge that the prosecution is encountering difficulties in obtaining the video footage. She told the court that the investigating officer has a copy of his mobile phone and promised that she would serve it to the defense once it is provided to her. As a result, a new date for case management was requested and subsequently set for July 2. Gitchie's bail was extended. According to court documents, the taxi operator briefly left his black Toyota Voxy unlocked while stepping away to solicit passengers. When he returned to the vehicle, he discovered that $12,000 in cash left inside had been reduced to $1,650. The discrepancy prompted the complainant to report the matter to the police, leading to an investigation that culminated in Gitch's arrest and the charge. Taxi operator shot and killed in May Pen. A taxi operator was reportedly shot and killed at his home in May Pen, Clarendon on Wednesday. He has been identified as 39-year-old Gary Gordon of a Swell Crescent address in May Pen. Reports from the May Pen police are that explosions were heard in the vicinity of Gordon's home about 10:30 p.m. on Wednesday. The police say residents discovered Gordon's body sometime after 6 a.m. on Thursday in an upright position beside a Toyota Probox motor car. His head was reportedly inside the vehicle. He was transported to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigations are ongoing. Up to June 14, a total of 17 homicides were recorded in Clarendon. Indicom probing police fatal shooting in Spanish Town. The Independent Commission of Investigations has launched a probe into the fatal shooting of a man by police during an alleged confrontation in Spanish Town, St. Catherine on Thursday morning. The police have identified the deceased man as Damian Nemard, otherwise called a Doggy, of Huckerby Avenue, Spanish Town. Reports are that about 5:30 a.m. there was a joint operation involving police personnel from St. Andrew North and the St. Catherine North divisions. The team went to a premises in Huckerby Avenue off Brunswick Avenue when a man reportedly looked over a fence and the police entered the yard. Nemard reportedly fired at the police party, which took evasive action and returned the fire. It is further reported that Nemard entered the house, followed by the police, who allegedly found him with a firearm and is suffering from what appeared to be gunshot wounds. The police say the weapon was a 9mm pistol affixed with a magazine containing 2 rounds of 9mm cartridges. Nemard was taken to the Spanish Town Hospital where he was pronounced dead. PNP vows to ensure every child can read by grade 3. The opposition People's National Party has pledged to reform Jamaica's education system to ensure that every child can read by the grade 3 level if it forms the next government. We intend to rebuild the foundations of our education system and give every Jamaican child a real chance of succeeding, starting with the ability to read, declared the Deputy Opposition Spokesman on Education and the PNP candidate for South East St. Anne, Dr. Kenneth Russell, during a PNP press conference on Thursday. Russell's comments followed a recent newspaper article highlighting concerns that a significant number of grade 7 students at Pembroke Hall High School in St. Andrew were unable to read at the grade 3 level. However, Director of Region 1 at the Ministry of Education, Otis Brown, has disputed the article, stating that most first form students at the school are reading at the correct grade level. A PNP administration, according to Russell, will guarantee that all students are reading with a comprehension by age 10. To achieve this, the party plans to establish standards within the education system. Under a PNP government, our focus will be on ensuring that children are reading by grade 3, because we know from the global studies that a measure of learning properly is focused on 10-year-olds, Russell stated. So we want the children reading with a comprehension by the time they reach 10 years old, which is around the grade 3, grade 4 mark, and so it is important for global comparison that we have standards within our system which are ensuring that our children read by grade 3, he added. The PNP also intends to target timely assessments for children who need them, addressing the current backlog that leaves some students waiting over a year for the required support. We know that a number of our children, a significant portion of them, need assessment to ensure that they are developing properly and they can get the support they need, but these children have to wait, in some cases, over a year to access these services. This is unacceptable, Russell asserted. Furthermore, the opposition party plans to mobilize communities through partnerships with the Social Development Commission, parents, and other stakeholders to address literacy and reading challenges. This is how we are going to break the back of this challenge. We must come together as we have done this in the past, Russell stated, citing past PNP-led initiatives like the Jamaican movement for the advancement of literacy. We can do it if we pull together, and that's going to be a significant part of the reform under a PNP government, Russell indicated. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.